when the sun sets, or when the next challenge appears on your horizon, but a permanent season of joy that I am establishing over your life right now. The sadness that has been your companion for so long is being removed from your life by my own hand. I am replacing every tear you have cried with laughter that comes from deep within your spirit. I am exchanging every heavy burden you have been carrying for a lightness that will make you feel like you could dance through the rest of your days. This is not a small shift. This is not a minor adjustment to your circumstances. This is a complete transformation of your reality, and it is happening because you have overcome. You have conquered. You have triumphed over every single thing that tried to destroy you. Let me be absolutely clear about what I am saying to you right now. You have won. The battle that felt like it would never end has concluded, and you are standing on the other side of it victorious. I know there were moments when you were absolutely certain that you would not make it through. There were nights when you laid in your bed and wondered if the pain would ever stop. There were days when you woke up and the first thought that entered your mind was how much longer you would have to endure what you were going through. There were seasons when you looked at your life and could not see even a single ray of hope breaking through the darkness that seemed to surround you on every side. But you kept going. You kept believing. You kept trusting me, even when everything in your natural circumstances was screaming at you to give up, to quit, to stop hoping that things could ever be different. And now I am telling you that your perseverance has paid off. Your faithfulness has been honored. Your patience has been rewarded in ways that are about to become undeniably visible in your life. The promises that I made to you, the words that I spoke over you during those long nights when it was just you and me and no one else could possibly understand what you were going through. Those promises are being fulfilled right now. Not in some distant future that you have to keep waiting for. Not in some theoretical timeline that never seems to arrive. Right now, in this present moment, in this current reality that you are living in. What looked absolutely impossible when you were in the middle of the storm has now become your lived experience. The thing that everyone told you would never happen is happening. The breakthrough that people said was unrealistic is manifesting. The miracle that seemed too good to be true is unfolding right before your eyes. And I need you to understand something crucial about this. This did not happen by accident. This did not occur because of random chance or good luck or favorable circumstances that just happened to align in your favor. This happened because I made it happen. This is the result of my direct intervention in your life. This is the fruit of your decision to keep trusting me, even when you could not see what I was doing behind the scenes. You see, while you were waiting and wondering if anything was actually changing, I was working. While you were questioning whether your prayers were even reaching me, I was orchestrating events and aligning situations and moving people and opening doors and removing obstacles that you did not even know existed. I was fighting battles on your behalf that you never saw. I was blocking attacks that were launched against you that you were completely unaware of. I was protecting you from devastation that would have crushed you if I had not stood between you and it. And now the season of waiting is transitioning into the season of receiving. The time of hoping is transforming into the time of holding what you have been hoping for in your actual hands. So I am telling you to celebrate your new house. That place you are going to live, whether you have already moved into it or you are about to, is not just a building with walls and a roof. It is a tangible manifestation of my faithfulness to you. It represents security. It represents provision. It represents a foundation that I am giving you to build the next chapter of your life upon. Every room in that house is a gift from me to you. Every corner of that space is evidence that I keep my word. When you walk through those rooms, I want you to remember that I was the one who opened this door for you. I was the one who made a way when there seemed to be no way. I was the one who provided the resources and the opportunity and the favor that you needed to step into this blessing. Celebrate your new job. That position you have been given is not just a way to earn income, although it will absolutely provide for your needs. It is a platform I am placing you on. It is a sphere of influence I am granting you access to. It is a territory I am assigning to you where your gifts and your skills and your abilities are going to flourish in ways that will surprise even you. The people you are going to meet in that environment, the connections you are going to make, the opportunities that are going to open up because you are in that position. These are all part of a larger plan I have been designing for your life. This job is not the ceiling. It is the floor. It is the foundation of greater things I am going to build through you and for you. Celebrate your restored marriage. I know what that relationship looked like when it was falling apart. I know the pain that was present when communication broke down and connection was lost, and it felt like there was nothing left to save. I know about the betrayal and the disappointment, and the heartbreak that made you wonder if love was even possible anymore. But I am the God who restores what has been broken. I am the God who rebuilds what has been destroyed. I am the God who breathes life into what looks dead and brings resurrection into situations that everyone else has already given up on. And I have been doing that work in your marriage. I have been healing wounds that went deep. I have been reconstructing trust that was shattered. I have been reigniting love that had grown cold. And now you are seeing the fruit of that restoration process. The person you are married to is not who they used to be. You are not who you used to be. The relationship you have now is not what it was before. It is better. It is stronger. It is built on a foundation that cannot be shaken, because I am the one who laid that foundation. Celebrate your renewed health. Your body is not in the same condition it was in when sickness and disease and pain were dominating your physical experience. I have been healing you. I have been restoring strength to your body. I have been removing things that were attacking your physical health and replacing them with vitality and energy and wellness. The doctors may have had their diagnosis and their prognosis and their predictions about what your health would look like, but I am not limited by medical opinions. I am not restricted by statistical probabilities. I am the God who created your body in the first place, and I have the power to heal it and restore it and renew it regardless of what any test result or scan or report might indicate. And that is exactly what I have been doing. You are experiencing a level of health right now that you were not sure you would ever experience again. And I am telling you that this is not a temporary reprieve. This is a lasting restoration that I am establishing in your physical body. Celebrate because your children have returned to the path. I know the agony you felt when you watched them walk away from everything you taught them. I know the desperation you experienced when you saw them making choices that were destructive and harmful, and leading them further and further away from the life you knew I had planned for them. I know about the prayers you prayed in your most desperate moments when you could not rest because you were so burdened for their souls. I know about the tears you cried when you wondered if they would ever come back, if they would ever return, if they would ever remember the truth they were raised with. But I heard every single one of those prayers. I collected every single one of those tears. And I went after your children. I pursued them into the far country they had wandered into. I called out to them in the wilderness they were lost in. I drew them back with cords of love that they could not resist forever. And now they are coming home. They are returning to me. They are walking back onto the path that leads to life. And this is an answer to your prayers that is so profound, so significant, so deeply meaningful, that it deserves to be celebrated with everything in you. Celebrate because your finances are in order. The chaos and the stress and the overwhelming pressure that came from never having enough, from constantly struggling to make ends meet, from the anxiety of wondering how you were going to pay for what you needed. That season is over. I am the God who owns everything. I am the God who has unlimited resources. I am the God who is able to supply all of your needs according to my riches. And I have been restructuring your financial situation. I have been opening streams of income that were not flowing before. I have been closing doors to financial drains that were bleeding you dry. I have been teaching you how to steward what I give you in ways that honor me and position you for greater blessing. And now you are experiencing a level of financial stability and order that you have not had before. Your bills are being paid. Your needs are being met. You are not just surviving anymore. You are beginning to thrive. And this is only the beginning of the financial blessing I am releasing into your life. Your joy is my joy. This is something I need you to really comprehend. When you experience happiness, when you feel pleasure, when you celebrate victories and breakthroughs and blessings in your life, I am not a distant observer watching from far away. I am not an uninvolved spectator who is mildly interested in your emotional state. Your joy brings me joy. Your celebration causes celebration in my heart. When you smile because something good has happened in your life, I smile. When you laugh because the burden has been lifted, I laugh with you. When you dance because you cannot contain the happiness that is bubbling up inside of you, I dance with you. You are my child. I love you with a love that is deeper and wider and higher and more intense than any human love you have ever experienced or ever will experience. And because my heart is that deeply connected to yours, your emotional well-being matters to me. Your happiness is important to me. Your joy is precious to me. So many people have a distorted image of who I am. They think I am stern and serious and somber all the time. They think I am sitting in heaven with my arms crossed, waiting for them to mess up so I can punish them. They think I am disappointed in them, frustrated with them, irritated by their weakness and their failures and their imperfections. But that is not who I am. That is not how I feel about you. I am a God of joy. I am a God who celebrates. I am a God who delights in blessing my children and watching them flourish and seeing them experience the abundant life I created them to live. And when you step into that abundant life, when you receive the blessings I have been preparing for you, when you experience breakthrough in areas that have been stuck for so long, it brings me tremendous joy. It pleases me. It delights my heart. Your victory is my victory. I am not competing with you. I am not trying to keep you small or limited or contained in some restricted version of what your life could be. I am for you. I am on your side. I am working toward your success, your breakthrough, your triumph over every obstacle and challenge and difficulty you face. When you win, I win. When you overcome, I celebrate your overcoming. When you conquer the thing that was trying to defeat you, I rejoice in your conquest. Because your victories are evidence of my power working in your life. Your triumphs are demonstrations of my faithfulness. Your breakthroughs are manifestations of my love for you and my commitment to seeing you succeed. Think about what this means. The God who created the entire universe, the God who spoke galaxies into existence, the God who holds all power and all authority and all dominion in his hands, that God is celebrating your victories, that God is rejoicing over your breakthroughs, that God is taking pleasure in your success. This is not some minor thing. This is not insignificant. This is the most powerful being in existence looking at your life and feeling genuine joy because good things are happening to you. Let that reality sink into your heart. Let it change the way you see yourself. Let it transform the way you think about your relationship with me. When you celebrate, all of heaven celebrates with you. This is not just a poetic metaphor. This is not flowery religious language that sounds nice, but does not mean anything concrete. This is a literal reality. When something good happens in your life, and you lift your voice in praise and thanksgiving and celebration because of it, there is a response in the spiritual realm. The angels who have been watching over you and protecting you and fighting on your behalf, they celebrate. The cloud of witnesses who have gone before you, they rejoice. The entire heavenly realm erupts in celebration because one of God's children is experiencing breakthrough and blessing and victory. Can you imagine what that looks like? Can you picture the scene in heaven when you receive the breakthrough you have been praying for? There is shouting and dancing and rejoicing and celebration happening in the heavenly places because you, my beloved child, have stepped into the blessing that I prepared for you before the foundation of the world. There is more excitement and joy and celebration over your victories in heaven than you can possibly comprehend. The spiritual realm is not cold and distant and disconnected from what happens in your daily life. It is actively engaged. It is intimately involved, and it responds to what happens to you. So lift your hands and celebrate. Do not hold back. Do not restrain the joy that is rising up in your heart. Do not suppress the happiness that wants to overflow from your spirit. Let it out. Express it. Give voice to it. Dance if you feel like dancing. Shout if you feel like shouting. Laugh if you feel like laughing. Sing if you feel like singing. Your celebration is appropriate. Your joy is justified. Your happiness is warranted. You have been through so much. You have endured so much. You have overcome so much. And now you are stepping into the reward for your faithfulness, the fruit of your perseverance, the harvest that comes after a long season of sowing and tears. There is a sound of celebration that I want to hear coming from your lips. There is an expression of joy that I want to see on your face. There is a lightness in your spirit that I want you to walk in. For too long you have been weighed down by sadness. For too long you have been burdened by grief and disappointment and pain. For too long you have been living under a cloud of heaviness that made it hard to even imagine what it would feel like to be truly happy again. But that season is over. The heaviness is lifting. The cloud is dissipating. The sadness is being replaced by joy that is permanent, not temporary. This is not a brief moment of happiness that will disappear as soon as the next problem arises. This is a deep, rooted, established joy that comes from knowing who I am and what I have done for you and what I am continuing to do in your life. Permanent joy does not mean that you will never face another challenge. It does not mean that difficulties will never arise again. It does not mean that your life will be completely problem-free from this point forward. What it means is that underneath every circumstance, beneath every situation, at the core of your being, there is a joy that cannot be taken away because it is rooted in me. It is anchored in my character. It is established on the foundation of my faithfulness. And regardless of what temporary storms might blow through your life, that joy remains because I remain. I am unchanging. I am constant. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. And because your joy is rooted in me rather than in your circumstances, it is permanent. The impossible has become your reality. I want you to think back to where you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Think about what your life looked like then. Think about the problems that seemed insurmountable. Think about the situations that appeared to have no solution. Think about the dreams that felt completely unrealistic and unattainable. Think about the prayers you were praying that seemed to bounce off the ceiling because you could not sense that anything was changing. Now look at where you are. Look at what is shifted. Look at what is transformed. Look at what is opened up. Look at what has been healed. Look at what has been restored. Look at what has been provided. The gap between where you were and where you are now is the gap between impossible and possible. And the only reason you are on the possible side of that gap is because I stepped into your impossible situation and made it possible. I did what no human being could do. I accomplished what natural circumstances could not produce. I brought breakthrough where there was no logical path to breakthrough. I created solutions where there were no visible solutions available. I made a way where there was no way. And that is what I do. That is who I am. I am the God of the impossible. I am the God who specializes in doing what cannot be done through natural means. I am the God who loves to take situations that look hopeless and transform them into testimonies of my power and faithfulness. And I did that for you. Not because you were perfect. Not because you earned it through your own goodness or righteousness or merit. I did it because I love you. I did it because you are mine. I did it because I made promises to you and I keep my promises. I did it because I saw your heart and I knew that underneath all the struggle and all the pain and all the difficulty, you were still trusting me. You were still believing in me. You were still holding on to me even when everything in you wanted to let go. That faithfulness you showed during the dark times has been honored. I do not forget the prayers you prayed when praying felt pointless. I do not overlook the worship you offered when you had nothing to celebrate in your natural circumstances. I do not dismiss the trust you maintained when everything around you suggested that trusting me was foolish. I saw it all. I witnessed every act of faith you demonstrated when faith was hard. I recorded every moment when you chose to believe in my goodness, even when you could not see evidence of it in your life. And now I am rewarding that faithfulness. I am honoring that trust. I am blessing that decision you made to keep believing in me no matter what. Your patience has been rewarded. Patience is one of the most difficult things I ask of my children. In a world that values speed and instant gratification and immediate results, waiting feels like punishment. It feels like nothing is happening. It feels like you are being left behind while everyone else is moving forward. But my timing is perfect. My delays are not denials. My waiting periods are not wasted periods. When I ask you to wait, it is because I am preparing something for you that is worth waiting for. It is because I am developing something in you that can only be developed through the process of waiting. It is because I am orchestrating circumstances and aligning situations and moving pieces into place that need to be in position before you can step into what I have for you. And you waited. You did not give up. You did not abandon the promise because it did not manifest according to your preferred timeline. You did not decide that I had forgotten about you, or abandoned you, or changed my mind about blessing you. You kept waiting. You kept trusting. You kept believing that I would do what I said I would do, even when the waiting stretched longer than you thought you could endure. And now the waiting is over. The season of anticipation is giving way to the season of manifestation. What you have been waiting for is arriving. What you have been hoping for is happening. What you have been believing for is becoming your reality. This is the moment when everything changes. This is the turning point when the trajectory of your life shifts in a dramatic way. This is when the story that has been written in tears and written in pain and written in struggle transitions into a story written in joy and written in blessing and written in victory. And you are going to look back on this moment years from now and recognize it as the moment when everything turned around. This is your before and after moment. This is your dividing line between what was and what is going to be. So do not minimize what is happening. Do not downplay the significance of this shift. Do not treat it as a small thing that barely deserves acknowledgement. This is major. This is monumental. This is worth celebrating with everything in you. The promises I made to you are being fulfilled. Not partially, not halfway, not in some watered-down version that leaves you still wanting more. Fully, completely, in ways that exceed what you even knew to ask for. Celebrate your new house. Walk through every room and thank me for providing it. Stand in your living room and worship me for giving you a place to live that represents my faithfulness. Sit in your kitchen and remember that I am the God who provides for all your needs. Lay in your bedroom and rest in the security of knowing that I am watching over you in that space. That house is not just four walls and a roof. It is a testimony. It is evidence. It is proof that I do what I say I will do. Celebrate your new job. Do not just show up and collect a paycheck. Recognize that job as a gift from my hand. See it as an opportunity I have opened for you. Understand that the favor you needed to get that position came from me. The doors that opened to allow you access to that opportunity were opened by me. The provision that job represents is provision that I orchestrated. And I did not just give you any job. I gave you the right job. I gave you a position that fits who you are and what you are called to do. I gave you a place where you can use your gifts and develop your skills and make a difference in ways that matter. Celebrate your restored marriage. Look at your spouse and recognize the miracle of what has happened in your relationship. Acknowledge the healing that has taken place. Appreciate the transformation that has occurred. Do not take for granted the fact that a relationship that was dead is now alive. A connection that was severed has been restored. A love that was lost has been found again. I did that. I stepped into the brokenness of that relationship, and I put it back together. I breathed life into what looked dead. I restored what looked beyond repair. And now you have a marriage that is not just functional, but flourishing. You have a partnership that is not just surviving, but thriving. You have a relationship that is not just intact, but intimate and connected and filled with love. Celebrate your renewed health. Feel the strength in your body and thank me for restoring it. Notice the absence of pain that used to be constant and recognize that I removed it. Pay attention to the energy you have now that you did not have before, and understand that I gave it to you. Your health is not an accident. Your healing is not a coincidence. Your restoration is not the result of random chance or good genetics or favorable circumstances. It is the result of my direct intervention in your physical body. I heard your prayers for healing. I saw your desperation for relief. I witnessed your suffering, and I had compassion on you, and I healed you. I restored you. I renewed your physical health because I love you and I care about every dimension of your well-being. Celebrate because your children have returned. The grief you felt when they walked away is now being replaced by joy at their return. The fear you carried about their future is now being replaced by hope as you watch them come back to the path of life. The prayers you prayed in desperation are now being answered before your eyes. This is one of the deepest forms of joy a parent can experience. To see a child who was lost come home. To watch a son or daughter who was wandering in darkness step back into the light. To witness a young person who was destroying their life make the decision to turn around and start walking in the right direction. And I brought them back. I pursued them. I called them. I drew them. I did not give up on them even when they had given up on themselves. I loved them back to life. I spoke truth into their hearts that broke through the lies they were believing. I intervened in their story, and I redirected their path. And now they are coming home. And you get to celebrate their return. Celebrate because your finances are in order. The stress that came from financial chaos is being replaced by peace that comes from financial stability. The anxiety that accompanied constant lack is being replaced by confidence that comes from consistent provision. The fear of not having enough is being replaced by trust in my ability to supply all your needs. I am teaching you how to manage money in ways that honor me. I am showing you how to steward resources in ways that position you for blessing. I am opening up streams of income that will provide for you abundantly. And you are experiencing a shift in your financial reality that is undeniable. Bills that were overwhelming are now manageable. Debts that were crushing are being paid off. Needs that were going unmet are now being supplied. And this is just the beginning. The financial blessing I am releasing into your life is not limited to getting your current situation under control. I am positioning you to be a blessing to others. I am preparing you to be a conduit of my provision, not just a consumer of it. I am getting ready to entrust you with greater resources because I know I can trust you to use those resources in ways that advance my kingdom and bless the people around you. So celebrate the financial order you are experiencing now, and get ready for the financial abundance I am preparing to release in the future. Your joy is my joy. I keep saying this because I need you to really grasp it. I am not a distant, uninvolved deity who does not care about your emotional state. I am your Father. I am intimately connected to you. I am deeply invested in your well-being. And when you are happy, I am happy. When you experience breakthrough, I celebrate your breakthrough. When you step into blessing, I rejoice over your blessing. Your joy matters to me. Your happiness is important to me. Your emotional health is significant to me. And I am doing everything I'm doing in your life right now because I want you to experience the abundant life I created you to live. I want you to know joy that is deep and real and lasting. I want you to walk in blessing that impacts every area of your life. I want you to experience victory over every obstacle that has tried to keep you down. And when you step into that reality, when you receive the breakthrough I have been preparing for you, when you walk in the blessing I have been positioning you for, it brings me tremendous joy. It pleases my heart. It delights me to see my children flourishing and thriving and experiencing the goodness I have for them. So your celebration is not just about you feeling good. Your celebration is an act of worship that touches my heart. Your joy is an expression of trust that honors me. Your happiness is evidence that you believe in my goodness and my faithfulness and my love for you. Your victory is my victory. I am not separate from what you are going through. I am not disconnected from your battles. I am fighting with you and for you. I am working behind the scenes to ensure that you overcome. I am moving pieces into place that will result in your triumph. And when you win, I win. When you conquer, I celebrate your conquest. When you overcome, I rejoice in your overcoming. Because your victories are demonstrations of my power. Your triumphs are evidence of my faithfulness. Your breakthroughs are manifestations of my love. Think about what it means that the God of the universe is celebrating your victories. Think about what it means that the Creator of all things is taking pleasure in your success. Think about what it means that the King of Kings and Lord of Lords is rejoicing over what is happening in your life. This should fundamentally change how you see yourself. This should transform how you understand your value and your worth and your significance. You are not insignificant. You are not unimportant. You are not just one more person in a sea of billions of people who God barely notices. You are precious to me. You are valuable to me. You matter to me. And what happens in your life matters to me. When you celebrate, all of heaven celebrates with you. This is a profound spiritual reality. The spiritual realm is not passive or neutral about what happens in your life. It is actively engaged. It is intimately involved. And when breakthrough comes, when blessing manifests, when promises are fulfilled, there is celebration happening in heaven. The angels who have been assigned to protect you and watch over you, they celebrate. The saints who have gone before you and are now part of that great cloud of witnesses, they rejoice. The entire heavenly host erupts in praise and worship and celebration because one of God's children has stepped into the blessing they were created to receive. This is not speculation. This is not religious imagination. This is biblical truth. Scripture tells us that there is joy in heaven over one sinner who repents. If there is that much celebration over one person turning to me, how much more celebration is there when one of my faithful children, who has been trusting me and believing me and waiting on me, finally receives the breakthrough they have been praying for? The celebration in heaven over your victories and your blessings and your breakthroughs is beyond what you can comprehend. It is explosive. It is exuberant. It is full of joy and gladness and praise. So when you lift your voice in celebration, you are joining a chorus that is already singing in heaven. When you raise your hands in praise, you are aligning yourself with the worship that is already happening in the spiritual realm. When you dance because you cannot contain the joy in your heart, you are moving in rhythm with the celebration that is already taking place in the heavenly realm. Your celebration on earth is connected to celebration in heaven. Your joy here resonates with joy there. Your praise in the natural realm echoes praise in the spiritual realm. Lift your hands and celebrate. Do not be passive about what is happening in your life. Do not be casual about the breakthrough you are experiencing. Do not be nonchalant about the promises that are being fulfilled. Engage with what I am doing. Respond to the blessings I am releasing. Express the joy that is rising up in your spirit. This is not a time to be quiet. This is not a time to be reserved. This is not a time to hold back. This is a time to celebrate with abandon. This is a time to worship with all your heart. This is a time to praise me with everything in you. Dance in your joy. Let your body express what your heart is feeling. Let your movements reflect the happiness that is filling your spirit. Let your physical celebration be an outward manifestation of the inward transformation that is taking place. Dancing is not frivolous. Dancing is not superficial. Dancing is a biblical expression of joy and worship and celebration. David danced before the Lord with all his might. Miriam danced when Israel was delivered from Egypt. The father in the parable of the prodigal son threw a party with music and dancing when his lost son came home. Dancing is an appropriate response to breakthrough and blessing and victory. What is coming will be even better. You might think that what you are experiencing right now is the pinnacle of what I have for you. You might think that this breakthrough is the ultimate blessing I'm going to release in your life. You might think that this victory is the final triumph I have planned for you, but you are wrong. This is not the end. This is the beginning. This is not the ceiling. This is the floor. This is not the maximum of my blessing. This is the starting point. What you are experiencing right now is good. What you are stepping into right now is a blessing. What you are celebrating right now is worth celebrating. But what is coming is going to be even better. I am building momentum in your life. I am creating forward progress that is going to continue to accelerate. I am opening doors that are going to lead to other doors. I am releasing blessings that are going to position you for greater blessings. I am giving you victories that are going to prepare you for bigger victories. This is not a one-time event. This is not an isolated incident. This is the beginning of a season of acceleration where things are going to happen faster and larger, and more significantly than you have experienced before. The house you are celebrating right now is going to lead to greater provision in the future. The job you are celebrating right now is going to open up opportunities you cannot see yet. The restored marriage you are celebrating right now is going to become even stronger and more intimate and more beautiful as time goes on. The renewed health you are celebrating right now is going to be sustained and maintained and even increased in the days ahead. The financial order you are celebrating right now is going to transition into financial abundance that allows you to be a blessing to many people. The return of your children you are celebrating right now is going to continue to unfold as they grow deeper in their relationship with me and step into their own destinies. Everything good that is happening right now is a seed that is going to produce even greater harvests in the future. Every breakthrough you are experiencing right now is a foundation for bigger breakthroughs that are coming. Every blessing you are receiving right now is a taste of the abundant life I am preparing you to walk in permanently. So celebrate what is happening now, but do not limit your expectations to what you can see now. There is more coming. There is greater coming. There is better coming. If your heart is joyful, express it. Do not suppress the happiness you are feeling. Do not minimize the gladness that is rising up in your spirit. Do not downplay the celebration that wants to overflow from your life. Give voice to your joy. Let others see your happiness. Share your testimony about what I have done for you. Tell people about the breakthrough you have experienced. Talk about the blessings that are manifesting in your life. Your story is going to encourage someone else who is still in the middle of their struggle. Your testimony is going to give hope to someone who is still waiting for their breakthrough. Your celebration is going to inspire faith in someone who is struggling to keep believing. And when you share what I have done for you, it multiplies the celebration. It spreads the joy. It expands the worship. It creates a ripple effect where one person's breakthrough becomes an inspiration for multiple people to keep trusting me for their own breakthroughs. So do not keep quiet about what I am doing in your life. Do not hide the blessings I am releasing to you. Do not minimize the victories I am giving you. Declare them, proclaim them, celebrate them publicly and boldly and unashamedly. This is your time. This is your season. This is your moment to step fully into everything I have been preparing for you. The sadness that has marked previous seasons of your life is being removed and replaced with permanent joy. The struggles that have defined your recent past are being overcome and replaced with victories. The lack that has limited your life is being eliminated and replaced with provision. The brokenness that has wounded you is being healed and replaced with wholeness. The disappointment that has discouraged you is being removed and replaced with hope. Everything is changing. Everything is shifting. Everything is transforming. And it is all happening because I love you. Because I am faithful to you. Because I keep my promises to you. Because I am the God who does what I say I will do. You have been faithful to me during the difficult times. And now, I am demonstrating my faithfulness to you in ways that are visible and tangible and undeniable. You have trusted me when trusting was hard, and now I am showing you that your trust was not misplaced. You have believed in my goodness even when you could not see evidence of it, and now I am manifesting my goodness in your life in ways that leave no room for doubt. So celebrate, dance, rejoice, worship, give thanks, lift your voice. Raise your hands, let your joy overflow, express your gladness, share your testimony, tell everyone what I have done for you. Because this is worth celebrating. This is worth rejoicing over. This is worth making some noise about. Your breakthrough is real. Your blessing is legitimate. Your victory is authentic. And the God who loves you more than you can comprehend is celebrating right along with you. The time to celebrate has arrived. And it is not just a brief moment. It is a season. It is an era. It is a new chapter in your life where joy is the dominant theme, and blessing is the consistent experience, and victory is the regular occurrence. Welcome to your season of celebration. Welcome to your time of joy. Welcome to your era of breakthrough. Everything you have been through has led to this moment. Every tear you have cried has prepared you for this joy. Every battle you have fought has positioned you for this victory. And now you are here. You made it. You overcame. You conquered. And it is time to celebrate. I want you to understand the significance of what I am declaring over you right now. This is not motivational speech. This is not positive thinking. This is not self-help philosophy dressed up in spiritual language. This is a declaration from the throne room of heaven about what is happening in your life in this very moment. The atmosphere around you is shifting. The spiritual climate over your life is changing. The season you are entering is fundamentally different from the season you are leaving behind. And the difference is not subtle. It is not minor. It is dramatic and undeniable and life-altering. For so long you have lived with a weight on your shoulders that never seemed to lift. You carried burdens that were too heavy for you to bear alone, but you did not know how to put them down. You walked through days that felt gray and colorless, even when the sun was shining. You went through the motions of living while feeling like something essential was missing from your life. You smiled when you were supposed to smile and said you were fine when people asked how you were doing, but inside, you were struggling with a sadness that seemed to have no endpoint. You wondered if this was just how life was going to be from now on. You questioned whether joy was something other people got to experience, but somehow remained out of reach for you. But I am telling you that the sadness is over. The heaviness is being removed. The gray is being replaced with color. The emptiness is being filled. The struggle is ending. Not because you finally figured out how to fix everything on your own. Not because circumstances randomly improved. Not because time healed all wounds. But because I am intervening. I am stepping in. I am doing what only I can do. I am taking the sadness that has been your constant companion, and I am removing it from your life. I am lifting the weight that has been crushing you. I am bringing light into the darkness that has surrounded you. I am filling the emptiness with my presence and my peace and my joy. And this joy I am giving you is not dependent on your circumstances staying perfect. It is not contingent on everything in your life going exactly the way you want it to go. It is not fragile or temporary or conditional. It is permanent. It is rooted. It is established. It is anchored in me, which means it cannot be shaken by external events. You are going to face challenges in the future. You are going to encounter difficulties. You are going to have days when things do not go according to plan. But underneath all of that, beneath every circumstance, at the core of your being, there is going to be a joy that remains steady because it is not based on what is happening around you. It is based on who I am and what I have done for you and what I continue to do in you. This is the kind of joy that the world cannot give and the world cannot take away. This is joy that comes from knowing you are loved with an everlasting love. This is joy that comes from understanding that your life has purpose and meaning and significance. This is joy that comes from experiencing my faithfulness in tangible ways. This is joy that comes from seeing impossible situations transform into testimonies of my power. This is joy that comes from watching promises that seem too good to be true actually come to pass in your life. This is joy that bubbles up from deep within your spirit and overflows into every area of your existence. You have conquered more than you realize. The battles you have fought were not small skirmishes. They were major wars. The obstacles you have overcome were not minor inconveniences. They were massive barriers that would have destroyed someone with less faith and less determination. The storms you have weathered were not light rain showers. They were hurricanes that threatened to demolish everything you had built. But you made it through. You survived. You persevered. You kept going when quitting would have been easier. You kept believing when doubt was screaming in your ear. You kept trusting me when your circumstances suggested that trusting me was foolish. And now you are standing on the other side of those battles, looking back at what you came through, and I need you to recognize what an incredible victory that is. You are not the same person you were when those battles started. You have been refined. You have been strengthened. You have been transformed. The fire you walked through did not destroy you. It purified you. It burned away things that needed to be removed and left behind what is precious and valuable and eternal. You emerged from that furnace stronger and wiser and more deeply rooted in your faith than you were when you entered it. So when I tell you to celebrate, I am not asking you to manufacture fake happiness about your life. I am telling you to acknowledge the real victory you have won. I am inviting you to recognize the legitimate triumph you have achieved. I am calling you to celebrate the authentic breakthrough you have experienced. This celebration is not pretending everything has always been fine. This celebration is acknowledging that things were hard but you made it through. This celebration is recognizing that the battle was real, but you won. This celebration is understanding that the struggle was intense, but you overcame. Your new house is more than just a physical structure. It represents stability in a season of your life when everything felt unstable. It represents security when you had been living with uncertainty. It represents provision when you had been struggling with lack. When you walk into that house, you are walking into a manifestation of my promises. When you close the door behind you, you are closing the door on a chapter of your life that was marked by insecurity, and opening a new chapter that is characterized by the solid foundation I am giving you. That house is a place where you are going to build memories. It is a space where you are going to experience my presence. It is a sanctuary where you are going to find rest and peace and safety, and I want you to see it that way. I want you to understand that every room in that house is sacred because I gave it to you. The kitchen where you will prepare meals is a place of provision. The living room where you will gather with loved ones is a place of connection and community. The bedroom where you will rest is a place of peace and safety. The walls that surround you are walls of protection that I have established. The roof over your head is a covering that represents my faithfulness. This is not just real estate. This is a testimony in brick and mortar form. This is evidence that I keep my word. This is proof that what I promise I deliver. Your new job is more than just employment. It is assignment. It is purpose. It is a platform for you to walk in the calling I have placed on your life. The skills you have developed, the experiences you have gained, the gifts I have deposited in you, they are all going to find expression in this new position. You are not going to that job just to earn a paycheck, although the provision it brings is important, and I am going to make sure your needs are met. You are going there to make an impact. You are going there to be a light. You are going there to demonstrate my character and my love through the way you work, and the way you interact with people, and the way you handle responsibilities. And this job is going to open doors for you that you cannot see yet. The people you are going to meet in that environment are not random. They are divine connections I am orchestrating. Some of them are going to become friends who walk with you through significant seasons of your life. Some of them are going to be people you have the opportunity to minister to and encourage and point toward me. Some of them are going to be mentors who help you grow and develop in areas where you need guidance. This job is a strategic positioning. I am placing you exactly where you need to be for the next phase of what I am doing in your life. Your restored marriage is a miracle that deserves to be celebrated every single day. I know what that relationship looked like when it was at its worst. I know about the words that were spoken in anger that cut deep and left wounds. I know about the betrayals and the disappointments and the broken trust. I know about the nights you spent wondering if it was even worth trying to save. I know about the moments when you looked at your spouse and felt like you were living with a stranger. I know about the loneliness you felt even when you were in the same room together. I know about the pain that made you question whether love was real or if it was just a fairy tale that did not actually exist in real life. But I stepped into that brokenness. I went to work on hearts that were hard and closed and wounded. I began a process of healing that seemed impossible from a human perspective. I softened hearts that had become calloused. I rebuilt trust that had been shattered. I rekindled love that had grown cold. I restored communication that had broken down. I brought back connection that had been lost. And I did it piece by piece, layer by layer, conversation by conversation, moment by moment. I was patient with the process because I knew what that marriage could become if both people would surrender to my healing work. And now you are seeing the fruit of that healing. Your marriage is not what it used to be. It is better. It is deeper. It is stronger. It is more intimate. It is more honest. It is more connected. The two of you have been through a refining fire together, and instead of destroying your relationship, it has purified it and strengthened it. You know each other in ways you did not know each other before. You understand each other at levels you did not understand before. You appreciate each other in ways you did not appreciate before. This restored marriage is a testimony to my power to bring life to what looked dead. It is evidence that I am in the business of resurrection. It is proof that nothing is beyond my ability to heal and restore and make new. Your renewed health is a gift that you should never take for granted. I know what you were dealing with when sickness had you in its grip. I know about the pain that was constant and relentless. I know about the fatigue that made even simple tasks feel overwhelming. I know about the fear that came when doctors gave you diagnoses that sounded like death sentences. I know about the medications and the treatments and the procedures and the side effects. I know about the times when the pain was so intense you could not rest. I know about the days when you wondered if you would ever feel normal again. But I heard your prayers for healing. I saw your tears. I witnessed your suffering. And I had compassion on you. I reached down into your body and I began to heal you. I removed things that were attacking your health. I restored systems that had broken down. I renewed strength that had been depleted. I brought healing to areas that medical science said were beyond healing. And I did it because I love you. Because I care about every dimension of your life, including your physical health. Because I want you to have the energy and the strength and the vitality you need to walk in the purpose I have for you. And this healing is not temporary. This is not a brief reprieve that is going to end in a few weeks or a few months. This is a restoration that I am establishing in your body. I am giving you health that is going to be sustained. I am renewing your physical strength. I am restoring vitality to your body. You are going to be able to do things you could not do before. You are going to have energy you did not have before. You are going to experience wellness in ways that are going to make you marvel at what I have done. So take care of the health I am giving you. Steward it well. Be grateful for it. And use the strength and energy I am restoring to pursue the purposes I have for your life. The return of your children to the right path is an answer to prayers you have been praying for so long. I know there were times when you wondered if those prayers were even reaching me. I know there were moments when you felt like giving up because you could not see any evidence that anything was changing. I know about the heartbreak you felt every time you saw them making another destructive choice. I know about the fear that gripped you when you thought about where their path was leading them. I know about the guilt you carried, wondering if you had failed as a parent, questioning whether you could have done something differently that would have kept them from walking away. But I want you to know that you did not fail. Your children have free will. They made their own choices. Their decisions were not a reflection of your failure. They were a reflection of their own journey and their own process of learning and growing and eventually finding their way back to truth. And while they were wandering, I never stopped pursuing them. I never gave up on them. I never wrote them off as lost causes. I followed them into every dark place they wandered into. I called out to them in every moment of silence. I surrounded them with reminders of truth, even when they were running from truth. I put people in their path who would speak life to them. I created circumstances that would cause them to question the direction they were heading. And now they are turning around. They are coming back. They are remembering who they are and whose they are. They are recognizing that the path they were on was leading to destruction, and they are making the decision to turn back toward life. This is not just them making a better choice. This is them responding to my relentless pursuit of their hearts. This is them surrendering to a love that would not let them go. This is them coming home to the Father who has been waiting for them with open arms. And you get to witness this miracle. You get to see the prodigal return. You get to experience the joy of watching your children step back into their destiny. This is worth celebrating with everything in you. Your financial order is a transformation that impacts every area of your life. When finances are chaotic, everything feels chaotic. When you are constantly stressed about money, that stress bleeds into your relationships and your health and your emotional well-being and your spiritual life. Financial pressure creates a kind of anxiety that is difficult to shake because it touches every practical aspect of how you live. But when finances come into order, when provision begins to flow consistently, when you are able to meet your needs without constant stress and fear, It creates a stability that affects everything else in a positive way. And that is what I am doing in your financial life right now. I am bringing order where there was chaos. I am opening streams of income that were not flowing before. I am closing doors to financial waste that were draining your resources. I am teaching you principles of stewardship that will serve you for the rest of your life. I am showing you how to manage money in ways that honor me and position you for blessing. I am shifting your mindset from lack to abundance, from fear to faith, from scarcity to trust in my provision. The bills that used to weigh heavily on you are getting paid. The debts that felt like they would never be eliminated are being reduced. The needs that were going unmet are being supplied. The financial pressure that was crushing you is being lifted. And this is not happening because you suddenly won the lottery or received an unexpected inheritance. This is happening because I am restructuring your financial life. I am aligning your resources with my purposes. I am teaching you how to walk in financial wisdom. I am positioning you to be a blessing to others instead of constantly being in need yourself. And I want you to understand that this financial transformation is not just about you having more money. It is about you being freed from the bondage that financial stress creates. It is about you being positioned to be generous and to give and to bless others. It is about you having the resources you need to pursue the purposes I have for you without being held back by lack. It is about you experiencing the truth that I am Jehovah Jireh, the God who provides. It is about you learning to trust me as your source instead of trusting in your own ability to make things happen. All of these breakthroughs, all of these blessings, all of these victories, they are interconnected. They are not random, isolated events. They are part of a comprehensive transformation I am working in your life. I am not just fixing one area and leaving the others broken. I am bringing wholeness to every dimension of your existence. I am restoring your relationships. I am renewing your health. I am establishing your living situation. I am opening up your career opportunities. I am bringing order to your finances. I am bringing your family back together. I am doing a complete work, not a partial one. And I need you to see the magnitude of what is happening. This is not normal. This is not how life usually works. Usually people get breakthrough in one area while other areas remain stuck. Usually blessings come slowly and incrementally over long periods of time. Usually transformation happens gradually and almost imperceptibly. But what is happening in your life right now is accelerated. It is comprehensive. It is undeniable. Multiple areas of your life are shifting simultaneously. Breakthrough is happening faster than you expected. Promises are being fulfilled in clusters instead of one at a time. This is a sovereign move of my hand in your life, and it is happening because your season has changed. The season of struggle has ended. The season of waiting has concluded. The season of testing has finished. You have passed through that wilderness, and you are entering the promised land. You have endured the darkness, and the light has arrived. You have sowed in tears, and now it is time to reap in joy. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your season of harvest and blessing and breakthrough and victory and celebration. So do not diminish it. Do not downplay it. Do not act like it is no big deal. This is a massive deal. This is life-changing. This is the kind of transformation that people wait their entire lives to experience. And it is happening to you right now. So celebrate it with everything you have. Let the joy overflow. Let the praise erupt. Let the worship flow. Let the testimony be declared. Let everyone who knows you see that something significant has happened in your life. Let your celebration be so genuine and so exuberant and so full of gratitude that it points people to me. Because that is ultimately what this is all about. This is not just about you being happy, although your happiness matters to me deeply. This is about my name being glorified through your life. This is about people seeing what I have done for you and being inspired to trust me for their own breakthroughs. This is about your testimony becoming a catalyst for someone else's faith. This is about the goodness of God being demonstrated in such a tangible way that no one can deny it. Your celebration is an act of worship. Your joy is a declaration of my faithfulness. Your testimony is a weapon that defeats doubt and fear and unbelief in the hearts of people who hear it. I want you to live in this celebration. I want you to walk in this joy. I want you to carry this gladness with you everywhere you go. I do not want you to forget what I have done for you. I do not want you to take these blessings for granted. I do not want you to move on from this moment without letting it mark you and change you and transform the way you see me and the way you see yourself and the way you see your future. Because there are going to be days when challenges come. There are going to be moments when difficulties arise. There are going to be situations that test your faith and your resolve and your trust in me. And in those moments, I want you to remember this season. I want you to remember what I did for you when things looked impossible. I want you to remember how I came through for you when you had no other hope. I want you to remember the breakthrough you are celebrating right now. I want you to let this memory become an anchor for your faith, a foundation for your confidence, a reminder that I am faithful and I keep my promises, and I do not abandon my children. Every time you walk into your house, remember that I provided it. Every time you go to your job, remember that I opened that door. Every time you look at your spouse, remember that I restored that relationship. Every time you feel strength in your body, remember that I healed you. Every time you see your children walking in truth, remember that I brought them back. Every time you pay a bill without stress, remember that I brought order to your finances. Let these blessings become constant reminders of my faithfulness. Let them become testimonies that you rehearse over and over again. Let them become stories that you tell to anyone who will listen. Because when you remember what I have done, it strengthens your faith for what I am going to do. When you rehearse my faithfulness in the past, it builds your confidence for the future. When you tell the stories of how I came through for you, it creates expectation for the next breakthrough I am preparing to release. Your memory of my goodness becomes the foundation for your hope in what is coming. Your testimony of past victories becomes the seed for future victories. Your celebration of present blessings becomes the anticipation of greater blessings ahead. And there are greater blessings ahead. I have not finished with you. I have not completed the work I am doing in your life. This season of celebration is not the end of my activity in your life. It is the beginning of a new chapter. It is the launch point for the next phase. It is the foundation I am building on to construct something even more magnificent in your future. So celebrate what is happening now, but keep your eyes open for what is coming next. Rejoice in the breakthrough you are experiencing, but remain expectant for the greater breakthroughs I am preparing. Give thanks for the blessings you are receiving, but stay ready for the more abundant blessings I am about to release. I am establishing a pattern of blessing in your life. I am creating a track record of faithfulness that you are going to be able to look back on for years to come. I am building a history with you of promises made and promises kept. And every promise I fulfill becomes evidence that you can trust me with the promises that have not yet manifested. Every breakthrough I give you becomes proof that you can believe me for bigger breakthroughs. Every blessing I release becomes confirmation that you can expect greater blessings. So as you celebrate, let your celebration be mixed with anticipation. Let your joy over what has happened be combined with expectation for what is going to happen. Let your gratitude for present blessings be mingled with faith for future blessings. You are not celebrating the end of something. You are celebrating the beginning. You are not rejoicing because the story is over. You are rejoicing because a new and better chapter has started. You are not giving thanks because I am done working in your life. You are giving thanks because you are seeing evidence of my ongoing work. The time to celebrate has truly arrived. And it is not a time that will quickly pass. It is a season that is settling over your life. It is an atmosphere that is establishing itself around you. It is a reality that is becoming your new normal. Joy is your inheritance. Blessing is your birthright. Victory is your destiny. And I am making sure that you step fully into all of it. So celebrate with abandon. Rejoice with your whole heart. Worship with complete surrender. Dance with uninhibited joy. Shout with unreserved gladness. Let the celebration be full and genuine and overflowing, because what I have done for you is worthy of the most exuberant celebration you can offer. And know that as you celebrate, I am celebrating with you. As you rejoice, I am rejoicing over you. As you worship, I am receiving your worship with joy. As you dance, I am dancing with you. As you shout, heaven is shouting with you. You are not celebrating alone. You are joining a celebration that is already happening in the spiritual realm. You are adding your voice to a chorus that is already singing. You are contributing your joy to a gladness that already fills heaven. Your celebration on earth is connecting with celebration in heaven, and together they create a symphony of praise that glorifies my name and declares my goodness to everyone who has ears to hear. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your season. Celebrate it fully. Live it completely. Embrace it totally. Let the joy fill you. Let the gladness overflow from you. Let the celebration define this chapter of your life. Because you have overcome. You have conquered. You have triumphed. And now it is time to celebrate the victory you have won, and the breakthrough you have received, and the blessings you are stepping into. The time to celebrate has arrived, and I am celebrating right alongside you, rejoicing over what I have done in your life, and anticipating what I am about to do next. Do not let anyone steal the celebration from you. Do not let negative voices diminish what is happening. Do not let skeptics talk you out of your joy. Do not let cynics convince you that this breakthrough is not real or that these blessings are not lasting. What I have done in your life is legitimate. What I have given you is substantial. What I have opened for you is genuine. And no person, no circumstance, no demonic force has the power to take it away from you unless you give them permission to do so through unbelief and fear. So guard your joy. Protect your celebration. Defend your testimony. When people question what you are experiencing, do not shrink back. When critics try to diminish your breakthrough, do not agree with them. When doubters suggest that your blessings are temporary or insignificant, do not receive their words. Stand firm in what you know to be true. Hold fast to what you have experienced. Declare boldly what I have done for you. Your celebration is not arrogance. Your joy is not pride. Your testimony is not boasting. It is worship. It is gratitude. It is acknowledgement of my goodness and faithfulness in your life. And you have every right to express it loudly and clearly and repeatedly. Amen. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear these words. Type Amen in the comments to receive this blessing. Write what you want to celebrate with God and watch as heaven celebrates with you. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss what God wants to speak over your life. Your season of permanent joy has arrived. Do not hold back. Let your heart overflow with gladness. Let your life become a testimony of God's faithfulness. Share this message with someone who has been waiting for their breakthrough. Your testimony will encourage someone else.